Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I am Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Okay.
And today we are doing the nose. We're going to work on the nose and the cheek. I did finish off my eyes. I forgot to change the photo for my thumbnail. Oops. Oh well. Life happens. And so now we're going to move down. And what we're going to do is when I'm talking about the nose and the cheeks, I'm talking about the whole area. But we are only going to be focusing on the right side in order to get things done. I have my printout. I got some big nose on this, huh? Got my printout. And I'm going to use my other printout to look at the values. Like with the nostril. Nostrils are not black. But I do need to see how dark it is. And it's not as dark as the shading in my hair. So that's a good way to go back and forth. Hey Teresa, Barb, Amy, Greg, Spence, Sheila. Yes. Alrighty. Got the hot cocoa. Hubby's a little down, feeling down. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. You're tired. And I think we'll shoot fire. I'm trying to figure out how much. We've got more shading of the nose on this side because there's not going to be any outlines. I'm just not going to tape anything down. And we're going to jump in. I'm going to start with my 18S. And remember with basswood, the lower heats, it still burns pretty hot. Excuse me. So for this, we'll go ahead and get the nostrils in, and I can do that with the tip of the 18S. I'm going to bump it up to 3. Actually, no, 2.5. 2.5. There we go. Excuse me, I just had a coughing fit. Now my eye isn't done yet. It still needs more darks, but I just wanted to get it in. So that was there. Whew, hot cocoa. And I got my shadow under my eyes, my glasses. And I'm going to actually turn my board and bring the camera down. Shoot. This might be a hard one today. And I think I need to tone down the brightness so they can see better. Hopefully that helps. Alright, so for the nostril, I'm going to right up underneath where the hole is, so to speak. That is going to be darker because it's getting the least amount of light underneath. So we are going to go just shy of 3. I'm just using the tip. Get that in there. I'm not going to go the full darkness of it yet because I can always adjust it. So sorry, it's one of those days. In fact, I'm going to pop off the heat. Are you cold?
Go ahead. I'll turn on.
Are you cold? I've gotten used to my studio being chilly. Alright, so let's get this in here. And I'm trying to move my pen quickly, like I talked about in the video I uploaded, in order to control my heat, which is harder to do in a smaller area. Bring the shadow down underneath. Trying to keep the pen moving, and starting in the dark area and drawing down. I'm going to bump down to 2 actually because this basswood's really been burning very easily. So I'm going to take it down.
Melissa Oldego is here.
Hi Melissa. I'm so sorry everybody's got to listen to me cough. Shoot.
Sorry.
Your turn.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks being sick. I'm trying not to... See, I have the dots for the shading underneath, but I don't want to hit that with the heat because it'll be harder to remove. So I'm going to actually erase it. There we go. Brush, brush. Let's try to get this shape right. So we are darker at the top, got a straight shading going, and I come down. Let's see. Okay, it's not overly dark. And let's go ahead and put the other nostril in just so it makes sense. And then we will... Now there's no lines in your nose. So like where the crease is here on the side, you don't outline that or it's going to look fake. I guess is the only word I can come up with. Shade is a little darker underneath my nose. And we have to pay attention to how we get our shapes right, looking at based on our photo and the line work and how we're burning, because if I change my nose, then I end up looking like a different person. If I change my eyes, I look like a different person. You know, it could be a family member, but it's still not you. So you've got to pay real close attention to the shapes. Take your time. Come up. I'm going really fast. This is shaded in. So I'm actually going to touch down in the dark and squiggle it around. And even now I could turn down the heat more. Get this line more defined. There we go. And I'm actually going to see what happens when I go down to 1.5. Get a drink. How's everybody doing? Hey, Burl. What?
I was looking at my chat, trying to see if it stopped.
Do you have it switched over to live?
No, I just missed Burl.
Oh, it's okay. He stands out. Alright. So,
she's watching on her big TV today.
Oh, that's gotta be scary. So I'm gonna actually blow on my tip to remove as much heat as possible because I don't want a dark line here, but I do have a crease that I need to get in. So blow, touch down, and then start dragging it. Here we go. It helps keep it lighter without the dreaded blob. Similar to when I talk about touching down in a dark place and drawing out. You can keep doing that just to have a little bit more control. And I've got a line here, but that's actually not a line, it's shading. So I do need to lighten it as much as I can. This is like the darkest side of the nose because my light source is coming from this angle and I know I'm sideways. But it's coming from my left, so the right side of my nose is darker. And I could switch over to the spoon shader for this. It might actually burn a little lighter. Let's see here. Spoon shader. And stick with the large, because it is a larger area, so it'll make it a smoother burn. So we got quite a few people that are in chat that are doing the portrait. Teresa's getting ready to start hers. Burl's getting ready to do her eyes today. Greg's doing it. Amy, I'm not sure if Amy's burning the portrait. There's quite a few people, and some people have already gotten theirs done. It's like, slow down. This is not a race. let's do this together. So this is lighter than my shading for my gloss. Now with the nose, it's rounded. So we need to follow the shape of how our muscles and skin lay on top of the bone. So here, it kind of curves over. So we need to watch our stroke on how we do that. Plus, we're working with several different directions. It comes down in curves, it comes over in curves, and so we need both of those in order to give us the shape that we want for our nose. So I'm going to kind of draw it down a little bit this way so that I get the bridge of the nose angled right. But then as I'm doing it, I'm going to curve to get that direction. Now this can go much darker. I'm laying in so that I can erase with my big eraser. So that's with the large spoon on 1.5. And there's still a bunch of graphite on the board, but when I wipe it down with the denatured alcohol, a lot of it should go away. Alright, so I can take it up just a little bit. Now that I've burned the wood, it's going to require more heat to darken it. So I can turn it up just a little bit. And remember, this area is a little darker for my glasses. And then it comes down, following the shape of the nose. And on this, the black and white photo is working out better for me. Cut in there. So we have a light here. So I'm going to come in on the back side of the nostril like this to make sure I don't get too dark. The other side. And then we'll finish this side. And I think I'm going to do this side of the cheek only because, like I said, I have a scar there that I figured we'd talk about the scar. Plus I have a little beauty mark next to the scar. I want to make sure that's in.
Melissa wants to know, why are you using a spoon instead of a shader?
The spoon is a shader. It just, all the pins, let's see here. Both these pins are shaders, but they'll heat differently and they will go over the wood differently. So this is also a little bit bigger, and with my 18M, it doesn't give me as smooth of a burn on the basswood. Now birch, I would probably be using the my 18s through the whole thing, but basswood is accepting the heat differently, and the pattern that the tip leaves is smoother with the spoon. So that's why every pin works differently, and for the job that I'm doing right here, this is working out better. That's all. If you don't have this tip, it's not a problem. You can still do what we're doing. And let's get this down here. I need to erase. Look at that, I'm starting to get a nose. Who knew? Who knew? I'm going to just take all this graphite out of here. I'm looking at my photo, so hopefully I'll be okay. There we go. Alright. So the tip of the nose, the shape of that, is really important because that's what defines the end of your nose. And I'm drawing down. Trying to get the shape of the shadow. And this is lighter here, so we're going to get the curve a little darker. Now this is going to go slightly darker, not as much as, say, the eyes, but this is going to require more heat. So get that in there. Turn my head a little bit so I can make sure right here is darker. And that's just where the crease is. What you giggling about?
Barrel.
Oh, what barrel do?
Since it's snowing hard here, I think for a realistic portrait, I will use a carrot for my nose.
Yeah, let's get this shape right. The nostril shape is what makes the definition more. And I feel off. A little bit. Are you feeling off? Let me turn this way. I'm going to turn my reference this way, yes, so I can compare and see what's going on here. And if I need to sand it, then that's what we'll do. That's what I did in the video for the eye. If you haven't seen that, I uploaded a speed video of me finishing this eye that we started in the live. And I added some bloopers because it's fun. Those bloopers just happened to occur. They weren't planned. Let's see here.
Well, that's what bloopers are.
Well, I know. I just didn't realize I did what I did. I think it's this side of the nose that's bothering me. I think that's what it is. Let's see. Because we kind of have a lip that curves up. Let's get that. And then we've also got this. This is all heated. Let's get that in there. Cross. Trying to look at the shapes. That's all I'm doing is trying to look at the shapes. It still is off. Now I have to remember that my photo is bigger than what I'm actually burning. Let's get this in here so I can balance it out. See what's going on here.
It doesn't look off to me.
It is. I see it, even if nobody else does. I see the shapes are off. So I'm just trying to fix that. The nose is off. It's the tip that's off. What I'm going to do is switch over to the 18S because I can get closer to the nose and kind of reshape it at the bottom. It's the tip of the nose, and it is this nostril. Ah. It'll be okay. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I know. Ooh, that looks bad. That looks bad.
What looks bad? Does it look fine?
It's orangey.
Oh,
The color's
I'm
off.
looking orangey on my screen.
No?
No.
Huh. Wonder why it looks orangey here. Alrighty. Alright. So remember, do this with me, everybody. Even if you're watching on replay or you're going to watch on replay, everybody close your eyes.
Okay.
No, you can't. You gotta keep your eyes open. Close your eyes. Deep breath. Let it out. I don't give a crap. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. I can do this. Like I said in the speed video, doing a lot of this stuff live can sometimes throw me off. Alrighty. Let's try this this again. This is darker here. This is more flat. I just messed up that stroke. My hand slipped. And this goes down a little bit. Curves around. This comes down, over, hitting here. This comes out into the cheek, so we definitely want it. Come out into the cheek, and in doing this, this goes darker. And see, this is what I mean by not having a specific area burned 100%, because now I can see this part goes darker in order to get this part in. This comes over. And then this comes out a little bit, but it's not as dark. And on the cheek, we've got some highlights hitting. And then here we have, I'm just going to put this cheek line in just so I have a guide looking at my face. So take this off. I can still see a faint line, so we're okay. Don't erase so much that you can't see your line anymore. So, alright, do that for now. This area right here is darker. You see, this pen is on the same heat setting that the spoon shader was on, but it's burning slightly different. But I needed a small area to get in there. And I think maybe if I get this other side in, I'll feel a little bit better about it. And then we can discuss the cheek more. It's always fun when you feel off. I'm trying to find out where. And that, I was being sarcastic.
Huh?
I was being sarcastic with that. It's never fun.
Oh.
Now there is a bit of a cast highlight down here. So I don't want to go maybe this light should have come down a little bit this way. And this should come a little this way. We'll bring this up. My highest highlight is right here on the tip of my nose. It gradually gets darker as it turns down. So we got to pay attention to that. Kind of like if we're doing a dog's nose. Alrighty. Do we have any questions that I can answer while we're doing this?
Not yet. Beryl's looking at 3 days of snow.
Yay.
I don't think she likes it.
Oh no, she hates it. But in March, she's going to Hawaii, so it's not like it's going to last long for her. Alright, let's get this in there. These lights and shadows are what's shaping the nose. So I gotta get graphite off of this side. Sometimes you can put a little too much graphite down. But I think sighting on the air of a little bit more is better than trying to reline your pattern up if you get confused with something. So, totally okay. Don't stress about it. Alright, and I'm going to switch back over to my spoon shader. See, it also kind of throws me off because there's only so much of my face in. And that also throws things off. And yes, that is special cocoa. I kind of felt like he needed it. Maybe that's kind of what warms me up a little bit too.
Probably.
Are you cold? If you're cold, you can have the heater, love.
I got my jacket.
There. See, it looks too orangey on screen. It's a little orangey. I'm just letting my tip heat up right now. Alright. Ah! Where you going? Where are you going? Come back here. Thank you. Pin was trying to run away.
That's not good.
It's like you're making me work. You haven't made me work for as long as you've had me. Alright. So let's get this cheek portion in. Shaping the nose just like on the other side. And then as we put in more darks, what looks dark now will actually lighten up. So let's smooth this out. Let's get the top here. I didn't mean to do the whole nose, but I guess it doesn't make sense without doing that. And then we'll jump over to the cheek. Does anybody have specific questions?
No. Wait.
What?
Beryl.
What?
Well, they actually have a serious question, too.
Mm-hmm.
Beryl wants to know how you get your eyes to stare in the same direction.
What, in the burning?
Yeah.
You watch where you put your pupils.
I think she was making a comment. Like, I think she was being silly.
How do you get your eyes to stare in the same direction? I don't know. How do you do that? Oh, shouldn't have done that. You see what I did?
No.
I did this.
Did you cross your eyes?
I did. I did.
But Howard...
Oh, kind of made me dizzy.
Johansson wants to know...
Well, hello.
What kind of erasers do you use?
My favorite eraser is the Vanish 4. Let me see if I can find my box. I try to keep the box nearby.
Beryl's going to send you a photo of her snow later.
Meanie. Where's my box?
We have snow.
Yeah, we still have snow on the ground. It's going away.
Quite a bit of snow still.
No, it's going away.
It's like half snow.
I can't find my box. It's a Vanish 4-in-1 eraser. That's the main eraser that I use. It comes in pretty big. I just ordered another 4 because I'm getting low. That's what all these erasers are 4-in-1. I've also used this Tombow Mono Zero eraser on camera for this. And sometimes the sanded eraser for ink is helpful, but my main go-to is the Vanish 4-in-1. And I don't know why I can't find... Hey, Michael Ann. What'd she say? Ah, thank you.
You have a 4-pack of 4-in-1s in there, and then they become 16 in 4s.
I guess technically they do.
Teresa has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you leave any skin areas totally natural wood?
The highlights and some of the skin I will. I won't add white because then it'd be too much, but the natural tone of the wood. And I have to remember, in fact, I need to make a tester board for basswood somehow. Oh, my extra sheets. I need to make a varnishing tester board for the basswood so I can see how much the lights will push into the natural or into the wood color when I varnish. Your burn doesn't disappear. It's just these lighter burns here when you wet the wood darkens, and so it makes it look like your burning disappeared. It's just that it's the same tone as your burning. So I need to make a tester board, and I've got everything filmed. I just have to put the video together and on what I mean by tester board. You see those lips right there, love? I'll go ahead and show it to him. Can I have that board? Thank you. Still got to put this video together, but I did get it done. So what I mean by tester board, and the yellow you'll see is tape. So the top half is varnish, the bottom half is not. So you can see with 1 and 2, and even 2.5, how much the burn lightens up once you varnish it. And this just shows you how the burn color changes, how it smooths out if it does. Yeah, so if you notice 1.5, 2, and 2.5, we really lose what it looks like losing the burn because the wood darkens when you seal. So that, and then I'm also going to be having a video on polyacrylic matte and gloss versus all the in-betweens. So that's what I'm talking about when I say making a tonal board, is I need to check to see how basswood, because I haven't used it in so long. With birch, I kind of have an idea because I've used it for years. I have an idea about how dark I need to go. And then when I wipe off with the denatured alcohol, that also shows me how dark the wood's going to get. I mean, it's a small window that we see it, but it is there. This is a little darker, so I need to shape my nose better. I could actually go up in heat. I'm going to a little over 2.
Melissa has a question.
Mm-hmm.
So regarding varnish, or clear when you finish, those light shadings, do they disappear when you apply the finish?
Yeah, that's what the board shows. They don't disappear. They're there because you've damaged the wood base, essentially. They just, the color of the wood
I guess
darkens.
You're just talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, so.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty, so let me see here. See right there, you can see how much the wood darkened. Actually, this is raw wood right here, so you can see how much the wood darkened compared to not varnished wood. Oh, and now I gotta remember to look at. Oh, here you go. Okay, we're all on the same page now. Got it. He did not sleep good at all last night. You don't know if he's getting more coffee or if he's gonna go to sleep. Alright, so let's get back. Looking at my black and white, smaller, because I also have a color and black and white version of this size as well, so that I can see better. And seeing that shows me right here. And oop. Now we're committed. It's okay. I need to go a little darker here. Let's bring this down. Remember how fast I move the pen? Makes a big difference. And we're just going to be a little bit more bold now, because I've been a little hesitant, but let's just jump in. Let's just do this. Get this in here. Still trying to get the shape right. Looking at the smaller picture, because sometimes the smaller picture shows you the detail better. Bring this around. And right now it's going to look dirty because there's nothing else, like the lips aren't burned. And so that does kind of throw things off a little bit. It's darker. Bring this down. Alright. But even here, this is a darker value than the tip of the nose, so we'll just get that in there. We have a little bit more light hitting on this side, but not much. Hey, David. Oh, please, Melissa, ask all the questions you want. Let's see. Feel a big part. Okay, I feel that a big part of time and work disappear at the end, and I work on basswood. I know the wood darken, but do we have to darken everything? Yes. If you still want those lighter tones to show up, you have to darken them. in order for them to still show. Because if you don't, then they just become the same tone as the wood. So the lighter ones. So right here, this will have to be darkened because the minute I go to varnish, it's really gonna disappear. Let's get this in here. So that's why I'm trying to darken. I am being hesitant. I'll be honest with being conservative in this. For my hair, it'll be a little different. I'll feel a little more comfortable starting off darker because this is the nose and it's not a dark part of your body. I'm trying to go a little lighter. Can always darken it up, and right now it may not look right because of that. I will just not stress about it. Remember, we don't give a crap. This is practice for all of us. So now we're going to move over to the cheek. That's, I think, enough in. Always looks better on camera. I feel like I walk around with a camera like that. Let's see here. Did I miss somebody? Oh, I did. Who's Juan? Where's Juan? Hello, Juan? Somebody's talking to Juan, but I don't see Juan. That sounded bad. Alright, so I'm actually going to look at my pattern to see if I did not include my scar, which is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly, very lightly draw it in, just so I can see it. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the landscape of my hair. And I'm going to go ahead and use a charcoal white pencil to do it. So looking at, good, this goes right about. See, I did put some shading. How far does it go? It goes to about there. Okay. What I was doing is using my glasses to try to line it up. And I did it white because scars tend to, depending on where they are on the face, how much sun they are exposed to. Like this scar on my cheek, I got when I was 2 years old, so it's had quite the life. It's been on my face for 4.4 years. I used to be self-conscious about it, but now people pay for beauty marks and character. Alright, actually it goes a little further to, this is the easiest way I'm going to be able to figure this out. It goes, that's too heavy. And I don't have a mirror in here, so I can't look. So it's right about here, which goes to the beauty marks to goes to about the crease of my eye. But it's not a full line. It's not a full straight line. So there. Put it in there lightly, and we'll deal with it when we get there. Alrighty. Yeah, my scar has faded a lot, so you can see it more when I'm wearing makeup, I think. Or my face is, my eczema is really acting up. Hey, Howard. How about beech and white oak as working surfaces and covering products such as varnish and beeswax? Now, I've never burned on beech. I have burned on oak. I don't like it. Oak is very grainy, very hard grain, and so it makes uneven burn, and there's a lot of the grain there. See, that's the beauty of this camera. I could be far away, you don't see nothing. Oh, you're back. Are you okay? Are you walking zombie today?
Maybe.
I love you.
I love you.
As for beeswax, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't used beeswax as a varnish. The only varnish I've used polyurethane and polyacrylic, and I just really like the polyacrylic. The wood doesn't darken quite as much with that as it does the polyurethane.
I heard something important about beeswax.
What's that?
That's none of yours. Get it?
I love you.
I love you too.
You're waking up.
That was all I got.
That's all you got. And he's spent. He gave us all he had.
I feel like shitty poo.
That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not
What are you
fair.
guys talking about? Scars?
Well, my scar on my face. We were talking about it, and I was trying to draw it in.
A knife fight when you were a kid?
Yeah, a knife fight, or a fight with the broiler under oven handle.
Oh.
Yep, it won. Let's see here.
Oh, is that what that was?
What, my scar?
Yeah.
Yeah, the handle at the bottom of the oven, the second drawer, the broiler drawer. I slipped on a rug running, chasing my uncle, and I landed against the handle and popped my face open.
I thought this was the time your brother was chasing you.
Oh, no. That's when I was much older.
Okay.
And we won't discuss that because somebody could still get arrested.
I'm not discussing that.
Not going to throw Bubba under the bus for that one. Let's see here. Do this. I keep pulling the pen off camera because I'm tapping on my wood to draw some heat out.
Oh, who's Juan?
I know, I didn't see one in the chat.
Juan G.
Is he?
Yep. How long have you been wood burning?
I have been wood burning for 14 years.
Because I knew I can't attempt to do a self-portrait yet.
Yes, you absolutely can. That's why I did this.
Sure you can. Anybody can.
You absolutely can. The purpose of this is to learn, and the more you mess up, the quicker you'll learn.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's get the shape of my facing. That's a darker line. But you can absolutely do the burn. That's you. Everyone is the reason why I choose this as a community project. This is only my second portrait ever, so don't tell me you can't do it. You can do it. Now, it may not be how you want it to look, and that's okay. The other reason for this is to do the portrait now, and then come next year, we can try to do another portrait. In fact, keep your pattern, and we can do the portrait again, and you can see how much you've grown. And you will have grown. You absolutely will have grown. Let's see here. This is lighter or darker. Let's get that in there. But don't ever say you can't do it. You never know until you try. And sometimes it might take a couple of tries. But that's totally okay. Nobody's telling you how many tries you must do it in. Alright, so let's get the shape.
Everybody can do a self-portrait.
Everybody can do a self-portrait. Oh, I know what he just did. I
doing a
heard the pin.
self-portrait.
You gonna show it?
Yeah, I'm going to show it. That's pretty advanced. I wouldn't try this.
That's how he's feeling right now. This is a very, what's the word? Where the style where you're trying to get the feeling versus realism.
This is realism. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is so not realism. Smarty pants.
You just threw my precious artwork?
I did.
Oh,
Your Picasso?
no. I don't like those kind of mess.
Alright, I don't have any cast shadow on this side because my hair is kind of hiding it. But what I do have is on the top of the scar, it goes a little darker. Ooh, don't want to go too dark. In fact, in order for that to look not as dark, we're going to darken this side. And see, with basswood, the grain does kind of grab the tip. So you gotta be careful with that. And I can turn up my heat and go darker there, but right now.
See, Greg says it looks just like him.
Don't encourage him like that.
Look, I hesitate to even show my work on here because I don't like showing you up.
Oh, please. I'm wearing your art on my chest right now.
Hmm?
I said I'm wearing your art on my chest right now.
What art?
It
What are you
is.
talking about? Oh!
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Again, another realistic portrait.
Of me.
Of Bernadette. Not of
You said Bernadette was me. So you can't get out of that anymore.
I just realized that you colored your hair.
Not quite like that. Not quite like that. Alright. So we're going a little darker down here. And I'm going to go fast. We go fast. And I'm spinning the tip to blend out. But we do have...
Oh my god, I didn't budget enough energy for that laugh.
So we're going to cut down a little bit.
I pass out.
Shall I keep you awake? Because you know I can.
I'd rather you not see that way. You have a hot iron in your hand.
It's not a hot iron. Gotta balance this out because it kind of looks like I'm glowing. There's some parts of the reflected light that, because what you're seeing around here on my lenses is light that's going through the lens and then refracting into different directions. So that's why we have the shadows where we do and how we have them. So I do have to take that into consideration. So now on our cheek, let's look at the big photo. On our cheek, so we've got our cheek muscles that go across our face, but they are round. I don't want to say rounded muscles, but they're not like totally flat because they're following the shape of our skull. So we've got muscle going this way, but then there's also a curve here. So we have to pay attention to how we burn that. And then of course we've got our cheek line here. And it's not going to be a burn line because then it's going to make you look older if you put a burn line. Let me see. If the line is darker than, almost like you outlined it, it's going to make you look older. So we gotta watch that. In fact, black and white photo. Because it looks like I cut my photo off. So I'm gonna take this down. This is the one I'm looking at the most. So we have the muscle going up because I'm smiling. So we have one muscle going up. We have the other muscle going around. And I gotta look it up to see if the cheek is one muscle or two muscles. I think it may just be one muscle that's attached to both our ear and the muscle at our nose. We have to pay attention where everything falls. So what I'm gonna do, I've got a dark right here, and that's the crease from my mouth, and then we have the crease, and I'm burning over the top or above my line, not below it. And right now it's going to look dark, but then once we put other burning in, it will lighten up, and then I can always come back and darken it later. We need to curve it around and draw it up. But if you notice, I'm not outlining anything. Outline is what's going to make your portrait feel off. Yeah, we can take these off. We're just going to take them off. If you need to hold your reference photo right next to it and use your finger to follow along, absolutely. Your finger is a good guide. So this goes to the cheek of my hair, which comes down here. That's a little darker. Let's darken this up. I'm using the side of the pen to darken it up. What I'm doing is cutting into so that it stands out better. And actually my cheek is not right because my cheek should be rounder. Let's look at it sideways. Let's look at it sideways. Yep, I cut in, I think, too much here. So perfect time to fix. So, looking at the reference, what I did was I reshaped my cheek. So we are going to scraping into the wood. Tip. And see, I just burned darker here, so I'm going to have a little harder time. And then I'm going to have to use sandpaper to smooth out these gouges. Right here, I think, is where the biggest part of my cheek issue. So now I've got the gouge. So what I do is I take my sanding stick and 400, but I actually might go down to 320 to sand a little bit more away. Where's my 320? That's my 220. And I guess I have pieces torn off. It looks like I don't have.
David has to go. It's his wife's birthday.
Bye, David. Happy birthday, wife. Sorry, I'm throwing things because I'm looking for something. I'm looking for my 300. That's 200. 220. Cute fire. Where's my 300? That's 400. That's 200. Oh, screw it. Let's start with 220. Actually, let's start with the sanding stick. So let's take it down. Yep. See, in changing the shape of my cheek, I changed the shape of my face, which changes. Oh, I'm sorry. What is that?
That's a note I made.
Oh, okay. Why are you writing love notes to Greg?
I'm not. I'm making notes for you.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
If I wanted to write a love note to Greg, I'd type it in the chat.
I'm sure Greg would appreciate it. See, my cheek is a little rounder.
It'd
so
be like, Dear Greg, you are the grooviest.
Just waiting.
That's it.
Just waiting for Greg to respond to that. So I'm just going lightly. And the main part I need is right here. This is the 220, so it's going to be rougher. And then I'm going to switch over to the 400 and hopefully be able to take out enough. Let's get this shape right. Let's see here. And another way to change the shape. It's not too gouged. What I'm going to do is up my heat and then going to cut out the hair a little bit. I can always go back. Yeah, let's see here. So a little around here.
Greg missed that.
He missed it.
He was listening to his wife.
How dare he? Alright. So that's where I need to change the shape. So I'm going to kinda, I know it's light where I've got the white. Cut it in a little bit. I can always bring it in further. I'm just trying to fix that line. Is that going to be good? I know it's off right now. I need to take that out. Scrape that down. Looks like I was a little off to begin with. No stressing. No stressing. See, the thing is, looks like I got some green. Alright, let's switch back over to our sandpaper. And right now my cheek may look a little too swollen, but I can bring it in. I would rather overfix than have to keep going back over the same place twice. And I'm doing this with the grain. See, I've got a gouge in there now. And they just have to be okay with that. I don't know if you'll be able to see the gouge. Looks like I went a little too far. I'm going to switch back over to the 18S so I can undercut the shape a little bit more. Yeah. I got off on the lines. Alrighty. What is he saying? Oh, so you are sending love notes to Greg. I see what Burl wrote.
I'm not saying love. I was talking about it. I don't need to write love notes.
I have the
Greg
reason.
knows that my love is true.
Greg, the reason I haven't.
Yeah, I said it.
Greg, the reason I haven't talked about the Choco paper is I still need to do research on what it is used to make it. I just haven't. Alright, let's see how much I can fix this. Because I did cut into my cheek a bit.
Teresa has to go.
Bye, Teresa. Are we getting... yeah, we're about...
we're about an hour.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I'm just going to throw in some hairlines just so I can see if this will work.
Oh my god, my perception is really off.
Why?
Huh?
Why? Alright.
Because you said hairline, but my brain didn't say hairline.
Let's see here. On camera, it looks fine. So I may have to leave it.
I heard heroin, which was alarming.
Heard what?
Heroin instead of hairline. So you were talking about hard drugs.
Oh. No. I'm just trying to get this darn line right. Get it right. Get it right. We got shading here. Alright, so I'm just gonna start blending out the shading here. Get that highlight gone. Because I don't have a cast shadow, I don't want it to look like it has. So this is on 3, but how I'm using the pen is making a difference. This line is darker. Now, see, this just doesn't burn as smooth on the basswood. It's quite interesting for me, to me. Let's see, let's fix this line. Yeah, we'll live. Alrighty. Once the hair goes in and I build up more of the cheek, I think it'll be okay. Because right now it looks dirty to me. I'm going to switch back over there.
I was just thinking of other famous self-portraits.
Maybe other famous. What
Well,
famous are you talking
you
about?
Self-portrait. You.
I am not famous.
Sure you are.
No, I'm not.
People know you outside of the house? Yes, they do. You're famous.
People know you outside the house, therefore you are famous too then.
No, I'm fabulous.
Oh no. Oh no, they're coming back in the neighborhood.
What do we got here?
Fire truck.
They're leaving the neighborhood.
Oh, they're leaving the neighborhood.
What's lunchtime?
That was not a lunchtime response.
The donuts are fresh. Gotta get there now.
Wasn't that fire? Or was it police?
What?
They went by.
That's discriminatory. Firemen can't have donuts.
Let's face it, they're not the ones running lights to get to it. And I can say that for reasons I'm not going to discuss.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about...
Yeah, prior. Oh, famous.
Yeah, you...
Famous self-portraits. Like Norman Rockwell. And
Well, he put himself in a lot of his pieces.
And so did oh god, Michelangelo put himself in his own murals. Da Vinci, he did multiple.
That's just because there wasn't enough people.
Rembrandt, he did it.
Did Rembrandt do it?
Yeah, he did self-portraits.
Well, I think self-portraits.
Salvador Dali.
Oh, I'm sure he did a lot. He was quite.
Stop to think about his mustache. That mustache is insane. How does that even work?
I don't know.
How would you do that?
I'll ask him in an email. My friend is his cousin.
Oh. See, that's all your connections. Your connections and your lineage.
I'm pretty sure that he was gone.
Your famous lineage. Meanwhile, what do I got? The swamp. Hey.
Right now my face looks dirty.
I can ask my friends how the swamp's doing.
Yeah, you can. It looks dirty because I don't know what's going on with the wood there.
Maybe you need to wash your face.
I know. Feels like it, doesn't it? But as we put in more shadowing, get the curves in there. God, how burning it is.
It is. It looks... I mean, and I know you didn't take it look like that, but this looks like it...
It was not intentional.
It looks like it should be on a big billboard by...
This was a selfie with my cell phone.
Meet our new weather girl on WX10B.
No. This was done with my cell phone sitting right over there in front of my white curtains so that I didn't have a background.
Weekend weather girl.
No. It's not snowing, damn it. And we're done. That would be my weather.
Thanks, Mindy.
Back to you, Chuck.
Oh yeah, we were going to do that, huh?
Yeah, we'll still do it. We shall still do it. I'm clipping up. I'm going to see if we have any other questions. The choco, cocoa, chaka, whatever paper I need to call Speedball and talk to them as to where they get it and what the MDFS or SF.
Make it from choco plants. Make it from cocoa plants. You make Coca-Cola.
I need to find out the binder.
Cocaine and choco paper, all from the same plant.
Oh, there's some happy people then, huh? There's some happy people doing that. I'm just waiting to see if we got any questions. See, on camera, it looks much better.
It looks the same.
No, it does not. You always say that, but it looks smoother.
And you're connected with it because you've been working on it. You don't have.
Because it's me.
You don't have the objectivity that the rest of us do.
Oh, I'm objectivity to the bone. Sugar
no,
kicking
you're
in.
not.
Sugar kicking in. Did my cat stop, or did they all go? Okay, we're gone. We're out of here.
I think that the chat stopped.
Alrighty, so remember to follow the shape of the muscles and the skin. Don't use lines because when you outline, it looks more cartoony. And maybe down the road we'll do another community project where it has some kind of cartoony vibe to it, but maybe. I don't do very well with cartoons, so we'll see about that.
I don't know, I only do realism.
Is that... I can't see the name of it. Is it Love or Bove?
I don't know. Something happened.
Yes. We had Bernadette pop up because somebody's slacking.
I'm waiting to see if it pops up over here. Here. Bobo's 1949 just subscribed.
Well, welcome. Yeah, see, he has not been doing his Bernadette job.
What?
Cute. I'm gonna go out. Yeah, okay. You're not doing your job. The one job. There we go. We haven't seen Bernadette in a while. She can laugh at me. Yes, we're dancing. We dancing. All right. Bye, Bernie.
It's a Bernadette party. Bernadette and her sisters.
I'm watching the replay of what you guys are seeing. I just saw it before you guys. We need to do some more green screens with her. And I'm wearing my Bernadette shirt.
I agree.
Nobody's responding. Triplets?
They are.
1, 2. Yeah, no, I didn't pop all of them up, I guess. Remember, you're going to get frustrated with this, because we all do. Crap happens. And if you mess up, unless you've branded the board, it's all fixable. It may have to be a little creative fixing, but it is all fixable.
You have them on perpetual loop, don't you?
You have to hit the arrow to the left, to the left, to the left, down. That one. No, up. That one. Click it. Now you get all of them. You can turn off the ones you want. Just click the eyeball. Now it's off. Now it's off. Oh, now it's on. Off. When the eye is covered.
That was off. See, and that's the one that...
Is that the one you want? So no lines. Don't worry about if you mess up. We're all going to mess up. It's okay. Deep breath.
Oh, Beryl has a question.
Oh, okay. Okay. Give it to me. Come on. I want your question. Oh, Greg. See this, Greg? This is you, Greg. This is you, Greg.
Why are you hitting me?
Because I can't hit him on the camera.
Oh, thanks a lot, Greg. Romance is over.
My basswood warped. How do I straighten it? Oh, shit. Oh. The only thing, how bad is the warp? What you would need to do is you'd have to wet that wood pretty darn good and rest something heavy on it on a flat surface in order for the wetting of the grains will help it relax, and then as it dries it'll straighten out. Or you can steam it.
I could use my head.
Or you can steam it and do it that way. But either way, you're gonna have to let that wood dry. Ooh, how bad is the warp? Let's see, I'm waiting to get to the city to be able to get a board so I can get started. Barb, you can also order them online. Spence, I think you just got dumped, Greg. How bad is the warp? Because the warp's not bad. It was inside. It was cut off a block. I have to extend this so I can read it.
With the backside.
The piece of basswood I have was inside and was cut off a block. I don't...
It's okay, Greg. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Romeo and Juliet stuff.
I don't know if just wetting the back would be enough, to be honest. You know what? You might have to Google straighten the wood.
I would think, based on what I know, because my dad is a woodworker and carpenter, that when he would get warped stuff, that a lot of times that he'd have to have a straight piece of lumber, and he would go ahead
and attach it
and wet it, brace it with vices for like a week. So,
is the bow this way or this way? Because if it's going this way, then you might be able to attach a brace going this way and wet it on the back side. That might be enough. If it's going this way. If it's going this way, you're going to have to do a full braced on the back. Steaming it. What I mean by steaming it would be like taking a pot of water and maybe put a strainer over the pot of water, so almost like a double broiler but with steamer, and then put your wood on top of it. Side to side, this way. And about 1/4 of an inch warp.
Side to side?
Yeah, it's this way. Her warp is curving like this.
Oh.
That's what she means. And 1/4 inch. Oh, that's a pretty big warp.
Either that or else you just work with it. You work it in and people
yeah.
be like, oh my god, that's so 3-dimensional. How did you
And
do
for
that?
something, that actually isn't a bad idea. So we're talking about
Yeah, see,
that
Greg?
far.
Greg
Oop.
says your burn will just be 3D. Alright. Back on, Greg.
Oh, my pupil's too small.
Till Val beats me again.
Well, Greg's the one who thinks he's running a race. Running a race to get this done. It's not a race. So yeah, I would try wetting, but if it's warped, I would think it's the whole wood that's doing it. Meaning you'd have to wet the whole wood.
It depends on how thick that board is, too.
That's true. How thick's your board, bro?
If it's like a half inch,
it'll be concave, so it's going this way.
Yeah.
Is that right? It's going this way versus that way.
If it's like quarter or 8 inch, it shouldn't be that bad.
Quarter's a pretty big one, though, depending. Yeah, because think of this one bending and going this way. Because what is it? Concave is this way, convex is this way.
Mm-hmm. Concave is it caves in.
Cave. And he said...
Quarter. It's a quarter.
It's a quarter-inch thick, the wood?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that might not be hard then. If a quarter-inch is... that's a quarter-inch. Yeah. Jonathan's a quarter-inch. Actually, and you said it's curving about a quarter-inch. You could probably actually wet it and frame it and let it dry out. The frame will straighten it.
Stack a bunch of encyclopedias on it.
Yep. Because like this one's... goodness. This one's at least 3/4 inch thick. Then a 1/4 inch basswood. Let's see here, where are we at? This one. Yep, it's 3/4 inches thick. Caved in, convex. Okay. What you could do is wet it and then stick it in a frame. That way, if you've got a frame the size of it, and the frame will allow it to dry and shape.
If not, and you have vices, and you get a couple big, thicker pieces of like 1/2 inch, and you can wet it, and then you can clamp it, and then do the same thing.
Yeah. Yep, you could do that. Clamp it down to a straight board. But dry time, you could actually find a way to clamp it. And as long as those clamps wouldn't melt in the oven, you could put it in the oven on very low heat and let it dry out that way. Yeah. That'll dry quicker.
There's a box of computer paper is what she usually uses as a weight.
Yeah, but for a 1/4 inch.
I don't know if that would be...
Yeah, I don't know that that's enough weight in this case. You could also... Okay. Because you could also use a cookie sheet and put rocks on top of it.
If it's concave like that, and you're going to clamp it,
yeah, because
it's best to clamp it as close to the center as you can.
To the center?
Mm-hmm.
But it's going this way.
Yeah, I know.
So why would you clamp in the center?
Because you want pressure in the center to push down, because that's where the
why wouldn't she clamp the 4 corners?
Huh?
Why wouldn't she clamp the 4 corners?
She could, as long as that supporting wood is thick.
Or strong. Piece of metal.
Thick. Well, metal would work too, yeah.
Alrighty. Dehydrator. How big's your wood that you've got a dehydrator that would work too?
You know what size her dehydrator is.
She could have a big.
She
could have a little one.
Dehydrator.
Alrighty. I think that is it. We run over today.
I feel like I've been run over.
Honk, honk. Sorry.
They gave me no warning.
Michael Ann says, I like seeing the raw edge of the wood so much nicer than cut edges. I think it depends on the piece. But my cut edges I frame. So you don't see them anyway. Because I don't like being able to see the layers. It feels unfinished.
You know,
to me.
If you're just hanging the piece on the wall though, no framing, the unfinished edges are nice. Especially if it's...
When we're talking we're talking this. This kind of unfinished. Not this. This is live
I thought she
edge.
was talking about the bark edges. I thought that's what she was talking about. Because you got this.
This is live edge. Bro, so Jason has the wood face down and Val has the face up.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel it's a 24 by 20 dehydrator. Okay, yeah, you could use that too. As long as it's weighted inside, your wood's weighted in order for it to, as the fibers relax, the weight pushes it back straight, and then you can dehydrate it to dry it. Alrighty then, so next week we are going to do lips and chin. If you didn't watch the speed video I uploaded yesterday, that is also in the playlist. After this,
She says yes to bark.
yeah, the live edge. After this video goes on replay, I'll put the iCard up in the top. Make sure, no, right. It's gonna be up here for you guys. I always do the opposite. Yeah, no, yeah. It's gonna be up here, and it'll be the whole playlist for how far we've gotten so far. Make sure you watch the end of the video because I put the bloopers in and I had fun with the intro. Yep. And I will, if everybody wants a speed video on me finishing up the cheeks and the nose, then I shall do that. Alrighty. So after that, we've got the chin, the mouth, we got the hair, and then we'll have final details and be done. So if you're burning along with us and you're ahead of us, slow down. It's not a race. This is meant for learning. Burn something else while you're waiting for us to catch up to you. Don't have to stop burning. Just burn something else. His lips. Okay, Spence, it's going to be a little hard for me to explain the whole facial hair when I don't have any that you can see that's going in the party.
Carol says yes, please, speed video.
Oh, she hates speed videos, but
Wow.
okay. She said she learned a lot from the last speed video. I was actually quite surprised because she hates them.
And yes, Cheeky, Dark says yes, Cheeky speed video.
Okay, then I shall do that.
Yay.
Yay! I don't know if there'll be any more bloopers, but yay! Alright. Don't forget, there's something you can never forget. You never forget this. Don't forget.
I'll forget it.
Don't forget, you're awesome. You can do this.
Sometimes.
You're a pyro artist.
Not really.
Happy burning, guys. Bye. Alright, let's put you